14 is the Grand Dance at the Paradise Suites Hotel, commencing at 8 p.m. Tickets $300, VIP $500 only. Surprise Gambian artists will also perform on both events. Support the Gambia Radio and Television Service Staff Association to ensure enhanced service delivery and make GRTS a world-class national broadcaster and pace setter in the sub-region. Titi live in the Gambia, courtesy of the GRTS Staff Association.
Welcome back. Small-scale fishermen in Senegal are protesting against a new fishing agreement between Senegal and the European Union. The aggrieved self-employed fishermen allege that under the provisions of the accord, they are barred from fishing in their country's territorial waters, whilst a staggering 38 travelers from the European Union countries are allowed to fish for tuna. Senegal's Minister of Maritime Affairs insists the agreement benefits Senegal on 2 levels. Details in this CFI report.
Self-employed fishermen gather near the shoreline at Yoff, the centre of the fishing industry at Dakar in Senegal. Red armbands show those who've joined in the protest against new regulations covering their industry. In the past few days, the unrest has gathered momentum after details emerged of the new accord between the government and the European Union.
How can it be that we Senegalese are barred from fishing while 30 big ships are allowed in? It's incredible. If the government of Senegal continues on this track, we will have to step up our fight.
Under the terms of the trade agreement signed on 25th of April, 38 European trawlers will be allowed to fish for tuna in Senegalese waters. Up to now, tuna has not been heavily fished here. Only about 15,000 tons are currently caught. It's estimated the capacity of this part of the ocean could yield as much as 50,000 tons. The NGO Greenpeace is contesting the new policy, warning it threatens the livelihood of the small-scale fishermen.
Under the terms of the agreement, nothing obliges the trawlers to dock in Senegal while they fish in our waters. The benefit will go elsewhere and will be profitable only for people outside Senegal.
Tuna has been fished in Senegal for some time. Since 2006, it has been landed without any benefit to Senegal. Big corporations get the profits. From now on, the fishing activity will benefit Senegal on 2 levels. 10 million euros, while 32 million euros will be set aside for small-scale fishermen.
It's not the first time that international agreements have prompted concern among the Senegalese fishing community. The accord with the EU is part of the government's efforts to overhaul the conditions affecting the industry.
Whilst Nigerian security forces and experts from a number of Western countries are intensifying efforts to secure the release of over 200 girls kidnapped by the militant group Boko Haram, Nigerian Christians and Muslims have been holding joint prayer services, seeking divine intervention. Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has meanwhile rolled out trading the kidnapped girls for Boko Haram militants in custody. We have more in the CFI report.
Christians and Muslims in Lagos gathered together to hold prayers for the 223 schoolgirls abducted last month by the militant Islamist group Boko Haram. They took turns saying prayers.
We believe that we come here together, different faiths, to hold on to God and cry aloud to Him and ask for the release of those girls that is already done. So we believe spiritually we have already done it. We pull down the walls of Boko Haram.
We believe with everybody working together, praying together, inshallah, God is going to have mercy on us for these children to come out and go back to their parents.
Calls for the release of the schoolgirls have been coming from all sectors. Comedian Oluwafemi Fagade, popularly known as Omo Baba, released a song that calls on the government to rescue the girls. He said Nigeria needed to tackle the problems plaguing the country.
We're talking about Boko Haram. Is it not much than that? Is that the only problem I think we have in the country? We've seen brothers killing brothers, we've seen sisters killing sisters. I addressed everybody. I addressed our leaders, not to fold their hands and say, oh, it's all well, okay, my brother is not getting to my own family, yeah, cool.
People all over the world have been holding demonstrations in front of Nigeria's embassies calling for the safe return of the young girls. Pressure is mounting on President Goodluck Jonathan. His only response so far has been to extend the state of emergency in the northeast. He's also rejected a deal to swap Boko Haram prisoners in exchange for the schoolgirls.
Continued prayers for the girls. The World Health Organization says the spread of Middle East respiratory syndrome is becoming more serious and more urgent. MERS has now been confirmed in some 18 countries. The virus can be transmitted by infected people through close contact and is fatal in a quarter of cases. CNN Brian Todd looks at what's been done in the US and elsewhere to contain this deadly virus.
Officials say hundreds of people may have been exposed to the MERS virus by flying on planes within the United States, with 2 MERS patients who are now in Florida and Indiana. They're both healthcare workers who came to the U.S. after being infected in Saudi Arabia. One woman who flew on the same flight as a sick MERS patient told CNN affiliate WKMG she was informed by her state health agency of her potential exposure.
They informed me that there was a confirmed case of the MERS virus from my flight from Atlanta to Orlando. I was really scared.
The woman says neither she nor her husband have symptoms of MERS. The 2 MERS patients confirmed in the U.S. are reported to be getting better. But what if someone with MERS got out into a major city? Experts say it does take sustained close contact with a patient to get it. But they also say MERS, like SARS, is worrisome.
With SARS, it spread so far because people carrying the disease from Asia went to many different parts of the world, and unfortunately when they got sick and went into hospitals or were being taken care of by family members, they were able to infect people who were at close range.
Is this a line of defense? A thermal imaging camera is used to try to detect elevated body temperatures, high fevers potentially associated with MERS. It was used at a conference attended by Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel in Saudi Arabia, where MERS originated. Similar devices are being used at airports in Asia and the Middle East.
It's displayed on our camera as a colorized image, and in this particular image, we see cold areas that are black, blue, to medium areas that are purple to orange, and then the warmer or higher temperature areas being yellow to white.
Can these cameras spot MERS?
They can't diagnose MERS with the fever scanner. The probability that someone with a fever actually has MERS versus the innumerable other things that they could have make it a very impractical tool in this current setting.
And health officials say some people who really have MERS could go undetected by a scanner because some may not have fevers yet. The incubation period for MERS is 2 to 14 days. So the World Health Organization says it's not recommending that agencies use thermal imaging scanners. Brian Todd, CNN, Washington.
You're watching Grts News, and we now take a second break.
The Gambia Radio and Television Services, GRTS. GRTS Staff Association, Italy. His Excellency the President, Chef Professor Al-Haji Dr. Yahya AJJ Jammeh, no fast Kane Sumbu, Jingadlum Banquet Dinner, a grand dance with a difference. Bufikeja Amsufi Muse Amsach, on the 23rd of May, and on the 24th of May, 2014. Setiki Penchami Hall, featuring the now happening Queen of Malaka, Titi Safnepa, Titi, Tamane Titi, Pare Rajake Penchami Hall. You've never seen her on stage like this before. Titi, by popular demand. Nipari Joy Mostoli, Anak Aindanan artist, Fiji Rumi. Tickets, Gala, Platinum, $60,000. Diamond, $50,000. Gold, $40,000. And the individual, $1,000. Grand dance ticket, $500 and $300 flat. For all reservations, please call 991-199-203-1850-682-9536. Sunyureu, Gambia.
And on that note, we shall now bring you a quick reminder of the day's top stories. President Jammeh has presided over the traditional Jola practices of